Sponsored by Bulldog Models. Hi guys, it's Moz here from Moz6510 Models. We have on the bench today this new tooled release from Airfix. It's the Supermarine Spitfire Mk.Vc in 1:72 scale. It was announced back in January. I did a video on it that they were going to release some new tools this year, and one of them was going to be the Spitfire. And in all fairness, when we were discussing, I saw it on the forums, there's a lot of people who were saying, oh no, not another Spitfire. But you've got to remember that the Mk.Vc was an impressive aircraft. Going by what we've seen in photos, it was, as I said, it was firstly mentioned in the Airfix Model World magazine. There's been a lot said on the internet via the Airfix website. They put up mock-ups of the prototype of this plane. They had some ideas they were going to share with us, that they were going to redesign the propeller, I think it was. And it's now arrived on our bench 10 months later, 11 months later. So we're in November now, right in the middle of November, and last week I got an email saying that they were now in the warehouse, and this arrived yesterday. So let's have a look at the box. Well, first off, the artwork is pretty impressive. It has the United States markings on this. You can see there's the code there, A02108, 1:72 scale Supermarine Spitfire Mk.Vc. It comes in two schemes. And if we look on the side of the box there, it tells you clearly you have number A, which is Supermarine Spitfire Mk.Vc, 307th Fighter Squadron, 12th Air Force, United States Army Air Force. So it's a USAAF. And this one's the Algeria, November-December 1942. And then they also have another scheme, which is the Supermarine Spitfire Mk.Vc again, which is number 2 Squadron, South African Air Force, Italy, October 1943. And then there's some bump there about the Supermarine Spitfire. Okay, and then there's the colours that you need. So if you're doing A and B, it's 24, 29, 33, 53, 56, 62, 70, 78, 89 and 225. If you're doing the A, it'll be an added 34. And the pilot will be a 61 and a 121. So there, you get one flying hour with this kit, and it's a skill level 2. Again, the top end of the box is the same either side. And then you also have the bump there. Gladly, it's saying there that the decals or decals, depending on how you want to say it, is Cartograf. So they're going to be good. So let's have a look inside the box. It's a top opening box. So we open it up and you get a pack of sprues. You get the instructions and you get the decals. So just looking at the decals now, look at that, they look really crisp. Can you see there's not a lot of, what do they call it, overlacquer on them? Is that what you call it? You can see they're quite tight lines. Very nice. You could say crisp. I know it's a word that we use a lot. Just looking there, just trying to see, you know, there's all the wordings along the sides there. There's a lot here to go on. There's a lot of bits there to be added to the plane once finished. And then you got the bottom there again, A02108. So there's the decals. Let's open the bag. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4 sprues in the box, and you also get the plastic sprue, which comes in its separate bag, which is good. You have the clear plastic there. Now it looks like you have two options. Okay, you can either use the complete cockpit canopy, there. Very Look at that. It's good, isn't it? Look at that. It's fantastic. Or you can have it in the three-part canopy. If you want it open, you could use that. Very, very nice. Whoops. You see that? Very, very nice indeed. Look at that. Nice. So there's two options for the canopy. So let's start off with sprue A or frame A. There you have the fuselage and one type of wing end. These were the cut-off wings that they see there. You see, look at the detail on the edge there. A couple of rivets there, but very nice lines. Obviously, there's no flashes. This is a brand new tool. Very rarely you get flash. Inside, oh, look at that. You've got a lovely bit of detail on the wall there. See that? On the wall there. And there you go. There's the bulge there for the munitions. There you go. You can see, look at the detail. Recessed panel lines. Very, very nice. So there's frame A. So we've got frame B here. Is that right? Yeah, frame B. So you've got the underside of the wing there. And you've got these ones with the rounded wing ends there. Again, bulge for the munitions, which is part of the Mk.Vc look. Or is it Mk.V look anyway, isn't it? Look at the detail there. Yeah, very, very nice. Turn it over. Just see in there as well. So you can see it all. Very, very nice. So sprue B. So this one here is frame C. Now you have two props on this one. Now, if I'm remembering right, if you do the US Army Air Force one, you use that prop. And if you use number 2 Squadron South African Air Force, you use that prop there. Okay. So you've got two props to play with. Look at the detail. Look at the gearing there underneath. Look at that. Some nice detail there. I'm just showing you through it all just gently. You've got a lot of options here. I presume that's more detail for the walls. I presume that's more detail. There's your cockpit dash there. Try and get a bit closer. Nice detail there. Your frame, there's your wheels. Quite basic, the wheels, but they look alright. Your wheel, your tail wing there, tail wheel there. And your seat there. Very nice. So there's that one. Then finally you've got sprue D, which has more detail on it. There you go, just have a look. And just seeing there, can you see there's two types of exhaust manifold stacks there. I believe if I'm right, I presume one's for the US Air Force and one's for the South African Air Force. There, number 2 Squadron. I presume because they wanted, I presume that pipe there, if I'm right, don't quote me on this, but on the Spitfires in like 1943, they had a problem where the guns were getting too hot, so they were using, it was too cold, and they wanted to get the temperature to the guns to keep them a bit warm, and so they used this pipe here to heat the guns. I wonder am I right? Just put it in the comments if it's right or not, but I'm sure that's what it was. They modified them with, I think it was aluminium pipe, and the heat from the exhaust, because there wasn't enough coming through the front. So they used the heat from the manifolds to put through to heat up the area where the guns are, to keep them able to fire, because they didn't like cold weather. But they wanted steel in the end, didn't they? Because the alloy ones just used, because of used to crack and corrode. So they went with that. And then you've also got your two noses there for the prop there. So you've got two sorts there, but I suppose that would be shown in the instructions. And also you have your pilot there, and just look at his face, and there he is twerking. There you go, there's the pilot. They're always twerking, aren't they, these pilots? You know, twerk, twerk, twerk. So there you go, there's your pilot. So there are your sprues. Sponsored by Bulldog Models. Organise your hobby bench with high quality 3D printed scale model organisers, accessories and much more to make your life as a scale modeler easier. Visit the website and use code MOZModels5 for a 5% discount off your order today. Link to the website in the description box down below. So we have the instructions here. Basically here it tells you about the plane itself, the Spitfire, saying it was the most effective stopgap aircraft the RAF have ever introduced. Over 6,500 of them were made. Information there about the cannons, and then we have the instructions here. So you start off with building the cockpit as normal all the way through. There's the dash, then the decal. Gives you some tips there. 78 colours, 56 for the tanks there. Going down through, putting the seat together, 2-part seat. And then, oh, look at that. So, yeah, so you've got inner walls of this one, I assume. Paint that 78. Next page, more of work on the cockpit, putting the walls together. And then you colour that 78. Oh, here you go. So you've got two choices here. You can either have the cockpit open or shut. If you have it shut, you're going to have to do a bit of cutting away and making good for the canopy. So if you want to use that canopy there, the full strength one, that's the one you need. If not, just leave that as it is if you're going to use the triple part canopy there. Sorry. So there you go. And then while that's in there, you glue that together, which is good, all the way through then. And this must be where they have this new design of prop. So it's like a little nipple that you put in, which is very similar to what you do with a quick build. If you built the Spitfire quick build, they have a little nipple and then like a Lego piece, and you just pop the propeller on. So there's some information there. And there goes a little bit more cutting away there on that point there. So you're doing it there on that side and there on this side, making sure that it all fits nicely together. Bit there for the undercarriage, there's some information, and some wings there, and some drilling required here, which I assume is if you put the added, is that the radiator fairing there? Is that what they call it? I'm not too sure, so don't quote me on that. I do like my Spitfires, but I do get confused sometimes on what is actually under the underside of a Spitfire, because there's so many different variants. Again, 56 is put in there for the undercarriage section there. You put the wing on. This one here is not showing the clipped one, it's showing, yeah, this one's showing the full C wing, I assume, not the cropped one. So I wonder if there's a choice where you could use either or other, if you see what I mean. Again, through you've got your elevators, etc., all the bits at the front there. That all plies into there. I assume that's also radiator. Just quote me on that, but anyway, just going on through, then you put your cannons in on the wing, then you put in this on, which one is actually a deeper radiator fairing. That's what it looks like to me. So that all goes in together there, all together. So you got a choice of them being open or closed. Is that the dropper tank, or is that an oil cooler? I'm not too sure. That might be a dropper tank or an oil cooler. I say, put in the comments what's right and what's wrong and what I'm saying here. Turning over, again you have a choice of the undercarriage being up or down. So there's your down, there's your up, sorry, in the wheel bays, and there it is. There it's 1, 2, 3 on each. So there's a 3-piece undercarriage there. Moving down forwards, and there's your tail wheel there. More of a fairing to go on there, and then here you go, you've got another choice again. So if you're doing A, you'll be putting those stacks in, the manifold stacks go in there, or if you're doing B, you're putting that one there with the extra pipe work there, which again I assume is for cooling down. You have the propeller there, so you've got a choice of A or B. So again, if we look on the sprue for that, which is this one here, that one's for A, which is the thinner sort of prop, and then the B one has got quite a thicker prop look there. So, and then they also, if you're using the chunkier prop, you'll need the chunkier nose cone, which is that one there on sprue D, or if you're using the 1942 one there, you're going to be using the smaller one. So there's a lot of options on this plane, and just says here only apply glue to that area there where it's yellow. So I'm assuming then that's how it works. It's like a nipple sort of system. Okay, then finally you add on all the extra interior on the underbelly, and then you can add the pilot. Just trying to see whose face they've got this time. They normally have a funny face, or a member of the team as a face. I don't recognise that one. And there you go. You can either put in the full canopy, or you can do a 3-parter where you can have it open. Looks really good. And then you have the call outs. So if you're doing A, these are what you need. You're using the Shark's Teeth MXP. Just noticed here, I don't know whether you can see this, that it looks like you put the ERIBD on top of the MX, or you know, so it's like an added feature. Just notice that then. And then if we turn this over, you have this one, which is the South African Air Force. So there's actually 3 months between, a year between them. So this one's November and December 92, and then a year later. So I presume that's where they got the different stacks from. I'm just going to go back and see that, because I'm quite intrigued by all this with the stacks. Yeah, so if you're doing A, you got that one, then B. Yeah, so yeah, that's what it is. So you've got like a modified version of the 5C, which is fabulous. You've got there's options here, lads. There's options, or ladies. There's options here for this plane. There's a lot going on. I'm going to actually build this. I'm actually going to go through my stash, because I believe I've got an original Airfix 5C somewhere. And what I'll do is I'll do a video comparing the old to the new. Somewhere here I've got my decals. I don't want to lose that. There they are. There's my decals. I'll put them inside there, keeps them flat. And there it is. The Supermarine Spitfire Mk.Vc. Sorry it's a little bit over the place, because I'm trying to, you know, put as much information into these videos as I can, so you can make a conscious choice on whether you buy these. Personally, by what I've seen so far today, looking at the instructions, looking at the idea of it, this one has a lot of play with this one. You can do an awful lot with this Spitfire. And, you know, if you can imagine that the original Mk.Vc had been around for years, this one's going to be around for a very long time as well. But anyways, yeah, so I'm a little bit over. I've only just got it today, and I want to open it up and have a look inside. As I say, I just build planes. I don't know much about them, which is my kind of downfall. I love to know more about Spitfires and know what all the parts mean and what they're called. But hopefully I've given you an idea of what you get inside this box, and I hope that it, you know, helps you out. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, click like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and ring that bell so you'll be notified on any new videos. Any questions, any comments, put them in the box below and I do reply. And I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.